Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to remove the upper sump on a BMW M62TU engine. The reason I'm doing this, the gasket got damaged when I was removing the timing covers. This is by far the most awkward job that I had to do up till this point, just because I don't have a car lift and I'm doing it in my own garage lying under the car. So let's do this together, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope I help somebody else in the same situation. So this is the recommended way to do it following the BMW workshop manual. I'm going to go through the steps in this slide quickly and show you how to remove the upper sump following the BMW's advice. The first step is to lift the bonnet, or hood as you would call it in America. Secure it in service position. If you don't know how to do this, please click on the top right corner and watch my video showing this job in detail. The second step is to remove the engine cover. After this, remove the air filter housing, mass airflow meter and the air intake hose. In the next step, remove the dipstick. Step 5 is to remove the engine mount nuts on both sides. For this job, you're going to need an engine support beam with an engine leveler. I will put links in the description with these tools if you want to check them out. Note this is BMW 7 Series and it has a very large engine base, so you will most likely struggle to find wide enough support beam. But don't worry, you can do it even with a standard one or with the help of an engine crane. Step 7 is to attach the engine leveler hooks to the engine lugs. In the next step, step 8, you're going to have to remove the power steering pump. If you're not sure how to do it, I have a video for it, so click on the top right corner. And as we mentioned in step 4, the removal of the dipstick. This is obviously the bottom part where it is attached to the upper sump, so you're going to have to remove this bolt, and then the dipstick just pulls out. After this, you're going to remove the return oil line, which is on the right hand side if you're facing the front of the car. I didn't understand this step unless there are some variances in the models. In my case, I didn't have to do this. So please let me know in the comments if you have seen this before and if it's on any of the other models which have the same engine. And the final step, as per the manual, is to remove all bolts. And of course, don't forget the hidden 4 bolts at the back of the sump. So this is how the manual describes this job. And now I'm going to show you how you're probably going to do it in real life. So let's get started. In order to lift the engine up, obviously you need to undo the nuts on the engine mount. So you would need long enough extension to reach on the bottom. It's a 16mm nut, standard thread, anti-clockwise to undo it. You may need to use a magnet here to pick the nut. I'm just going to loosen it and then I'm going to use the magnet to lift it up. Correct, didn't stay in the socket, so I'm going to have to use my magnet. This is my magnet, and that's the nut. Now we're going to move on the other side. You have another 16mm nut. Yes, I was able to lift it. You can now raise your engine, obviously just a little bit, don't go mad, as obviously exhaust and everything and gearbox is attached. So I'm just going to go up by maybe a couple of centimeters, just enough so I can get some space in order to access the sump, the upper sump underneath, above the subframe. At this point I realized I'm gonna have to make 2 shims so I can place them between the engine mounts and the engine support feet to give me some extra space so I can work around it. So this is how I made them. first bolt I'm gonna undo is the one at the bracket with the air compressor. So I'm gonna do this first. This is a 13mm socket. This is the bolt. The next bolt we are gonna undo is the banjo bolt from the oil line on the, if you're sitting in front of the engine, this is gonna be on the right hand side. So you're gonna need a 19mm offset spanner. It's too tight for a socket and a ratchet, so you're gonna have to use 19mm spanner. This is the banjo bolt. So the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna remove the 4 transmission bolts on the bottom of the upper pan. In order to remove these bolts, you're gonna need a kind of short to medium length extension, just because it's too tight to the gearbox and you can't obviously put the ratchet in place. And you also need E12 internal torque socket. Next we have a 13mm bolt here.
Thank for that. Jesus, what a cuss.